Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to B Sports Picks. So yesterday was actually a losing day. I think the record was 4-7. I'm going to show you the receipts for that. But the overall picture, we're 11-2 in the last 13 days, meaning 11 winners, 2 losers. I'm going to get right into exactly what those numbers are, and then I'm going to show you. Yesterday, I gave you guys 3 different picks. 2 of them did not hit. The Brewers just they got demolished at the beginning of the game, 4-0 in the first inning, which broke 2 of our plays. And then from there, they just couldn't recover. So it is what it is. Sometimes that happens. They were supposed to win. I showed all the reasoning why. And then, just the shit went sideways. So I'm going to give you guys 2 plays in this video. Stay tuned. One of them is very strong. The other one is a little bit iffy. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm looking at so you guys can decide what you want to do. All right. So the first thing I looked at today was the sharp line monitor. Right now, there's really nothing that's actually moving. Well, now it is. Now I see Guardians, Blue Jays, Angels, but none of these teams I like. And what I like to look at here is the snapshot of the line move. And what the line move is basically where the sports books are taking the bets. And right now, it is going in the Guardians' favor at 20 cents, Blue Jays at a plus 1.5, and the Angels at a plus 1.5. What this means is you would have to take these as underdogs, but they're barely crossing that threshold of 8 cents. Well, the only one to really look at as far as the line move goes would be the Guardians. Nothing else is aligning with the Guardians today, so I'm skipping that one. Next thing I looked at was the best and worst teams. If you guys want access to this tool right here, it's called the Sharp Edge. You can get 7 days for free if you want the entire tool. If you want this page right here where it says best and worst teams, that's the 3rd link in the description, and that one is free. So just click on that one, and then you'll see this page that I'm looking at. You don't have to pay anything, or you don't have to even put your email to get this page right here. So anyways, the best performing teams you can see is the Mets, number 1, Phillies, number 2, Padres are number 3, the Rays are number 4, and the Yankees actually crept up to number 5. So they've been winning games recently. Compare that to the worst teams right now. Athletics went all the way to the worst team again, number 30. They've been the worst team for a long time. And then they kind of crept up a little bit. They started winning some games, and now they started losing again. So they're literally the worst team right now. Then you got the Guardians. That's another reason I'm going to skip that Guardians game. I don't even think I'm going to look at it. But they're the 2nd worst team. Mariners somehow won the game yesterday, like I showed you guys. That we took the Brewers, and then these guys scored 4 runs in the beginning, and they just couldn't recover. So anyways, they're literally the 3rd worst team. Giants is the 4th worst team, and then the Orioles. So the reason this is important to take a look at is you start looking at the notable matchups. The notable matchups, all that means is that which team is very strong and which team kind of sucks. So I always take a look at this every morning, and you can see the Cardinals are number 8 and the Reds are number 21. We actually took the Reds yesterday or the day before, and they won, but today is a little bit different. I'm not touching the Cardinals. I did take a deep dive into it, but there was a lot of contradictions that I did not like. So the reason, again, that this is important is that you're looking at very strong teams versus very weak teams, and this is a great starting point for you to take a look at which teams you should be looking at. Next one is going to be the White Sox, number 10. The Braves are number 25. So these are solid edges as far as the ranking positions. I did not like the White Sox either because there's a lot of contradictions. Like a lot of stuff is saying that the Braves should win, and then some other stuff is saying the White Sox should win. Whenever there's a contradiction like that, I stay away. That game also showed up as an overplay, but then some of the stuff just did not make sense. So I'm skipping that game entirely. Now, the one I'm going to talk about deeply is the Yankees versus the Orioles. You can see the Yankees are actually number 5, and they're going against the Orioles, number 26. So it's a major mismatch of 21 ranking points. Again, guys, if you want access to this particular page right here, it's the 3rd link in the description, and it's free. It does not even ask for an email or a phone number, nothing. Just you get it there, you bookmark it, and then you refresh it every day. So let me break down the numbers very quickly. This is what happened yesterday. I'd like to show you what happened. So I gave you guys 3 picks, and it was a 1 and 2 day. Overall, it was a 17 and 7 in the last 8 days. This is based on the free picks. So free picks have still been winners in the last 8 days overall. Chandler Simpson got a hit. Alec Bohm did not get a hit. And then the Seattle and the Brewers, no run first inning. And then we did have a 4 and 7 loss overall day. And I did do some live betting. I threw it into the Discord, and because of that, it was not such a crazy day because everything was going in the opposite direction. And then the live betting, I took advantage of that. And I think we had like 2 to 3 winners, and that's what made this a little bit better. If you guys want access to all the VIP stuff, this is what I have for the day. I threw it out this morning in the VIP before I started recording this video. So you would get the text alerts and email alerts. You can check us out for 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. If you don't want to pay, you can get the free picks. Go to the link in the description, the first link, click on free picks, and then you'll get alerted whenever I throw out these free picks. Like I showed you, it's a 17-7 in the last 8 days, and then we had a 10-day winning streak in those free picks. So make sure you check that out. Also, if you want to give us a chance for the VIP, you can do 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. And if you want access to that Sharp Edge tool that I've been talking about, go to this link right here and then click on Join Sharp Edge. You get 7 days for free, and that includes the Discord. All right, guys, so this is the one that I was going to give you first is going to be the Yankees. They're a little bit iffy, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm not going to break this down entirely. I'm just going to give you the reasoning. So the projected scores, it does say Yankees should be scoring 4 versus the Baltimore Orioles at a 3.5. Now, the implied probability right here is 55.6% based on the odds, and the Yankees are supposed to be winning this game with a 55% implied probability. Now we get into the Sharp Edge verdict. You can read this if you want. I'm not going to go into all those details. You can take a screenshot and read it if you wanted to. The read does say that the Yankees have an edge, and that's because of Cole, Cole is the starting pitcher. And then they also have a very good bullpen. So right here, you can see the bullpen this season is one of the best on the board today. Also, Garrett Cole is also one of the best pitchers on the board today. This guy is very decent as well. Bradish, he's an A-grade pitcher also, but this guy does outnumber him. So the one thing that is very good is the starting pitching. Also, the next best thing is that they have a very good bullpen. Now, if we go deeper into this, you can see the money line did start at a 120. It went to a 125. That is a line move of 5 cents, which is nothing to brag about, nothing to look at. But the thing that does make a difference is the sharp difference. You can see right there, it says the bets are 76% and the money is 92%. I will tell you, whenever we've been following the money like this, meaning that the public is all over it, they have been losing. So just be careful with this one. That's one of the iffy things, that the line is moving in their favor, but the money, the public money is all over it. What makes it sharp, though, is that the bet percentage is 76% and the money is 92%. So that differential there, you see the 16 right here, that differential is a sharp signal. Now, the next sharp signal here is that we're looking at DraftKings odds. And DraftKings odds is saying that New York is priced 1 run higher, meaning they're supposed to at least get 1 more run over Baltimore Orioles. These are live odds from DraftKings directly. Now, the overall team, you can see Yankees are overall A grade, and Yankees are also very decent on the road. You can see they're hitting at a 68% on the road. Now, the starting pitching, like I showed you guys, Bradish is very decent. Garrett Cole has much better numbers. They are very close to each other being graded. They're very close to each other being graded right here. Now, you can go super deep into this and look at every single player, how it looks on the lineup versus started, which I'm not going to do, but they're pretty similar. Bullpen is very good for the Yankees. And here's the iffy part. One of the things that sucks about this game is the Baltimore Orioles are number 7 getting on base, and the Yankees are one of the worst teams to get on base. Now, the reason that this is important is that obviously if they're not getting on base, that means they're not getting scores. So the other thing right here, it does say that the runs scored per game, they're scoring about 4.2 scores per game. These guys are scoring about 3 runs per game. Now, I'm putting a lot of trust in the bullpen. You can see the bullpen is very strong right here. I'm also putting a lot of confidence into the starting pitcher. So the starting pitcher is better. The bullpen is better. They should be able to shut them down. I already did the research based on these numbers here. And it is looking like they should be able to hold them. On top of that, the line is moving and the sharp signals are pointing towards the Yankees. All right, the last play, guys, is going to be Michael Harris Jr. It does say to avoid this, but that's because it's missing some data. However, I do like this overall. You can see out of the last 10 games, he's only missed 2 games without a hit. We're looking at this guy to get 1 hit. He's going against Anthony K. Anthony K right here, he has a 3.8 ERA, which is decent. However, against the White Sox, he's been hitting 60%. And then on the road, he's hitting at a 25%. So he is coming up to bat between 3 to 4 times per game, which is very low. So that is the bigger risk right there as well. That's why these odds are very decent as far as getting 1 hits. However, in the last 4 games, he's got 6 hits in the last 4 games, even though he's only coming up to bat 4 times. So overall, he is getting a lot of hits. Except for 2 games, he did not get any hits. I do trust that this guy should be able to get at least 1 hit. So Michael Harris Jr. to get 1 hit is the second play I'm giving you guys. Thank you guys so much, man. I really appreciate you. This is a very early slate, so make sure if you like anything that I said, make sure you leave a comment, make sure you like, make sure you share. Also, if you don't like what I just said, then also leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Let's get to 6,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Let's have a great day.